I watched every season of Teen Wolf within about a week. I'm going to rate the seasons to you what I think is the worst to the best. The movie is on the bottom of my list. The thing I hate about movies, usually feel rushed, so they're not very good representation of like the series itself. But usually it's because not everybody comes back. And two, they will kill off some of your favorite characters that already lived in the series. So now you leave the movie kind of disappointed. Like, I'm not okay with killing off one of the main characters, all right? I'm also not okay with how they portrayed Styles in the movie, even though he didn't come back. It basically, they had all the characters had ties with him. And you know, one of the biggest themes for the show was their friendship. Season 5 was my least favorite. I couldn't decide which one was the worst one. I don't know, maybe I just wasn't into the Beast storyline, but I also wasn't into the Chimera storyline as well. I think Liam's obsession with Hayden was really annoying. I now remember why I didn't like this one. It was just because the mom really pissed me off in this season. Lydia's mom, I mean. I also didn't love season 5 part 1 just because a lot of the old characters left, so we were trying to reconnect with all these new characters, and then they put in this chaotic storyline with the Dread Doctors, and then the breakdown of everybody's friendships. I just did not like that or enjoy that, and the dynamic was just different. Now, season 1 couldn't be on the bottom because I do think it helps establish the show, but I do feel like season 1 storyline is not as dynamic as season 2, 3, and 4, and overall kind of corny. Obviously, it just did just enough to keep us hooked, but it's just not one of the best seasons. I really do feel like they tried to jam in too many storylines and season 6 altogether. But I think what was lacking in this season was that, you know, Styles had basically left. So we were missing a big part of the show. I felt like Styles and Scott's relationship was such a huge part of the show. So even though some characters had left along the way, you kind of stayed for that bromance. I really think they should have broke this up into at least season 7. And if Styles had left, they should have brought Isaac back. I do love how the last episode they did bring the majority of the cast back, even Derek. That was its only redeeming quality. I think season 4 was a really great season. I liked how they kept overall the same cast. They didn't bring in too many like new characters. But I just don't rate this one super high just because my favorite character, Isaac, left. So I was trying to get used to that still. Season 1 was okay, but season 2 is what really got me hooked. And this started establishing kind of like all the characters for me. One of the things I don't love about the season is that we're still trying to build relationships. So you don't see the chemistry between the cast yet. Now this season is rated high on my list, even though Styles was barely in it, just because it made me cry so much. I don't like the Alpha storyline because I thought they were annoying. But the chemistry with the cast, top notch. If you don't say this season is the best, there's something wrong. Dylan O'Brien in it is amazing. So much character development, lots of Isaac. If only all 6 seasons were like this.